You've heard about the keto diet and you've heard about the carnivore diet, but which one is better for you, for your health goals, weight loss goals, health optimization goals? How are they different? How are they the same? This video is going to help you understand all that and more, hopefully. I'm Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician with 20 years of clinical experience, and I'm going to help you understand which one's better for you, keto or carnivore. The three key concepts that you need to understand in order for this video to help you the most are carbohydrate count, the amount of carbohydrates you're eating a day. Two is the inappropriate inflammation that may be caused by your diet, by a diet in general. And then thirdly, whether or not you suffer from an autoimmune condition, whether it's diagnosed or not. Everything I'm about to say about these two different diets comes back to these three key concepts. So first of all, the carbohydrates. A ketogenic diet is by definition a very low carbohydrate diet. The carnivore diet is a subset of a ketogenic diet. So if you think about your carbohydrate intake as a carbohydrate knob, like the volume knob on one of those old stereos that your family used to own, a ketogenic diet really turns down your carbohydrate intake versus what it previously was on the standard Western diet or whatever other fad diet you were eating. A carnivore diet turns down the carbohydrate intake knob as close to zero as you can get it. And so for some people who are young and metabolically healthy and very slender, they may be able to eat 50 total grams of carbohydrates a day, as long as they're good quality carbohydrates, and be in ketosis for most of the day and reap all the benefits of a ketogenic diet. Other people may have to turn down their carbohydrate intake to 20 total grams a day. And only then do they start to burn fat that has been stored on their body and start to reap the other benefits that the ketogenic diet can give you. Other people, me included, have to turn down the carbohydrate intake knob as close to zero as I can possibly get it in order to get all the benefits. And that becomes a carnivore diet. And so as you turn down your carbohydrate intake knob, you eliminate more and more plant foods from your diet because all plants contain carbohydrates, even avocado, even coconut. These things contain some carbohydrates, and some of us, usually people who are older, usually people who are very overweight, they're going to benefit more and benefit quicker from turning down the carbohydrate intake to as low as they can possibly stand it. That's how you're going to get your benefits. One big problem I have with the ketogenic diet is that it's being bastardized. And what I mean by that is that the ketogenic way of eating is becoming very, very popular. There are some billion-dollar food corporations who are trying to jump on this popular trend. SlimFast now has a line of keto things. There are many up-and-coming food manufacturers and supplement manufacturers who are trying to jump on the keto train. And if you are just coming to this way of eating and you don't understand what the actual definition of a ketogenic diet is, you can be tricked. And so you can spend all day eating keto bars and drinking keto shakes and making keto baked goods with lots of ground up nut flours and think that you're doing keto and keto's not working for you. This is happening to millions of people who are trying a keto diet and not being successful in reaching their health optimization goals. A ketogenic diet, by my definition, and I think by most serious experts' definition, is a one ingredient, real whole food diet. There are no shakes or bars or powders or lots of baked keto cakes and pies and cookies. These things are mimicking your old way of eating, and they may be useful as you transition from eating a junk diet to eating a keto diet, but they're not part of a real ketogenic diet. A real ketogenic diet is made up of real, whole, one ingredient, natural foods that either were grown from the soil or ran around and ate what was grown from the soil. If the keto thing that you're about to eat has more than 3 or 4 ingredients, it's most assuredly not keto. The next question to ask yourself is, how much of my current health problems are a result of chronic, inappropriate inflammation? And there are millions of us out there, and you may be one of those. If so, then it becomes important what you're eating on your ketogenic diet. And so for many people, they can eat lots of dark green leafy veg, they can eat lots of nuts and nut flours and nut meals, but some of us cannot because they cause inflammation. Whether we're sensitive to the lectins, the phytates, the oxalates that are contained in the greens or the nuts. Some of us are very sensitive to dairy protein, but not dairy fat. And so that's going to help you decide keto or carnivore. If you're not seemingly inflamed by these things, then you can eat keto and probably live a very long, healthy life and not have a lot of suffering. But if you are sensitive to the oxalates or the phytates or the lectins contained in greens and nuts, then a carnivore diet may help you with health problems that a ketogenic diet didn't seem to help you with. And then thirdly, if you suffer from an autoimmune condition, it's very common that you're going to have a flare-up of your autoimmune condition if you eat almost anything that is a plant-based food. And again, that would make a carnivore diet much preferable. And so I have had access to the medical records and to the self-reporting of many people who suffer from Hashimoto's thyroiditis, type 1 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, and many other autoimmune conditions. Almost without exception, they do better on a ketogenic diet than they did on the standard Western junk diet, but they do best on a carnivore diet. And so you have to take all 3 of these things into consideration before you make the decision for yourself personally, which is better, keto or carnivore. Because the answer is, it depends on you. It depends on your current physiology. It depends on how long you've been metabolically ill. It depends on how overweight you are. It depends on if you have an autoimmune condition or not. It depends on how much chronic inappropriate inflammation plays a part in your current disease processes. If you're currently eating a ketogenic diet that's full of nut flour muffins and bars and shakes and protein powders and lots of keto treats and fat bombs and lots of heavy cream, and you're not making any progress, then I would encourage you to remove all those things from your ketogenic diet and make sure your ketogenic diet consists only of real, whole, 1 ingredient foods. And do that for 30 to 60 days, 30 to 90 days, and then you can actually judge a ketogenic diet and whether it's working for you or not. If your ketogenic diet consists of eating whatever you want but taking some exogenous ketones, then I really encourage you to stop that. That's not a real ketogenic diet, and that's never going to help you realize your health goals. After 30 to 60 days of eating a real, whole, 1 ingredient ketogenic diet, if you're still suffering from chronic inflammation in your joints, in your gut, in your skin, then it's time to try a 30 to 90 day carnivore challenge and remove the nuts and remove all the plants from your diet to see if you can't get that inflammation under control. I bet that it will help a lot. And then thirdly, if you suffer from an autoimmune condition, I would probably skip all the keto and just go straight to a carnivore diet for 30 to 90 days. At the end of the 90 days on carnivore, depending on how much better you feel, which I predict is going to be a lot, you can try to one by one reintroduce real, whole, 1 ingredient ketogenic foods back into your carnivore diet and see how you react to them, see how your immune system reacts to them. So to sum up, the answer, which is better, keto or carnivore for you, it depends. It depends on how your health is currently. It depends on the levels of chronic inflammation in your body and whether they're caused by oxalates and phytates and lectins or whether it's not. It depends on if you have an autoimmune condition. It depends on your gut bacteria, perhaps. There's still a lot we don't know about the gut microbiome. But somewhere between a low carbohydrate diet and a carnivore diet is the exact perfect spot for you on the proper human diet spectrum. You're going to have to first eliminate all the junk food. Secondly, eliminate all the keto junk that's becoming very popular. Then you can judge a ketogenic diet, whether it's working for you or not. If it's not, then you can turn down your carbohydrate intake knob, get rid of all the plant foods, and try 90 days of carnivore. Only then will you know where on the proper human diet spectrum you feel your best. You're welcome to share this video in your keto or carnivore groups. You're also welcome to share this video with a friend or family member who's struggling currently with their version of keto. This might help them out a lot. This is Dr. Berry. See you next time.